Greetings, Soul Tribe. Real quick, even things locked can be unlocked. Just wanted to say that real fast. I have some notes here that I would like to read out loud to you in regards to what I have been coming up with regarding my Soul King Military. The Soul King Military. So I wanted to read these notes off to you. This is what I have so far. Now, this is like semi-locked in here. Just want to read it off to you. So, the Soul King Military Entrenchments, Table of Contents. I said continents. Stage 1, the Logical Soul Tribe stage. The Spiritual National Guard, which started December 13th, 1636 parable. This falls under the Department of Defense. This parable will be primarily covering the inner city invasion, and it'll be harboring my Perfect Love Infantry 9 to do so. Few details. I'm going to explain it to you and read out, and I'm going to say a few details and then read out the rest of them. So the Logical Soul Tribe involves every melanated man, woman, and child within the United States of America uniting to become one Logical Soul Tribe family again. It's a part of the Spiritual National Guard parable, and it's going to be consisting of the inner city invasion. It's like, how can I say it to you? That should be self-explanatory. I'm invading the inner city with the Spiritual National Guard parable. It should be self-explanatory to you. You know, I really trust God, so I'm going to just read these words, say them out loud, and as the vibrations I want to say leave or move from my mouth into this here phone, for those who are listening, if it resonates, great. You'll get it. I need you to get it. Be able to comprehend something grand. Stage 2 is called the Exodus Soul Tribe stage, consisting of the Spiritual Army, which started June 6th, or June 14th, not June 6th. 6th is the number of the month. 6/14/1775. June 14th, 1775. The Spiritual Army parable. The Spiritual Army parable also falls under the Department of Defense. This will be consisting of the inner city purge aspect of the Soul King Military Entrenchment. The inner city purge. You follow me? This will harbor my Perfect Love soldiers. Real quick, I got the Perfect Love Infantry for the National Guard, and then I got the Perfect Love soldiers for the Spiritual Army. So what is this implying? Now, when you do some research to find out about the militaries thereof in the United States military departments and all of those things thereof, you'll find out the members of each branch are titled something. They are titled things, the members of each branch. And for the Army, they're called soldiers. For the Navy, they're called sailors. For the Marine Corps, they're just called Marines. For the Coast Guard, they're called Coasties. For the Public Health Services, they're called officers. For the NOAA Corps, they're called NOAA Corps officers. For the Air Force, they're called airmen. And for the Space Force, they're called guardians. And I have a Perfect Love infantry, so to speak, for each of the 9 uniformed services that fall under their unique departments or their executive departments, so to speak. There's 15 executive departments in total in the American cabinet of, they call it cabinet of departments, I believe that's what they call it. Executive cabinets, it's 15 of them in total. I believe I have about 6 listed on this here paper. But here, moving forward, the inner city purge involving the Perfect Love soldiers and the 9 fragrant principality virtues. The Perfect Love soldiers are the 9 fragrant principality virtues. Those what the Perfect Love soldiers are. So meaning the enlisted of this here Spiritual Army parable. Remember, there's an E1 to an E9 rank. I'm just using the ranks and the titles thereof to structure a bunch of ideas that I'm just going to shift into your world, and they're going to invade the inner city, destroy it, and then eventually destroy the external city as well, as within, so throughout. The only thing that's going to remain is the soul's grounds. Real quick, did you know if the racism belief system pillar gets destroyed, the only main root issue in the world that'll be left is ignorance. This is where I come in with all of my fake supervillain. Police siren, hold on. Yeah, there's eventually going to be a season where I have a whole lot of fun with this. But at any rate, so when we destroy racism, once racism is destroyed, the belief system pillar thereof, the only root problem in the world in which will remain is ignorance. Ignorance will be the last thing to remain. Because in the physical, the primary only problem we have to contend with is racism in the physical. That's essentially the only problem we have in the physical, is what you would label and describe as racism. But in reality, it's race hatred. That's what it is in race hatred. Me personally, I do not believe anyone alive can be racist. Why? Because race hatred doesn't derive from capitalism, so to speak. It derives from the damn devil. Moving forward. Stage 3. The Super Soul Tribe stage. The Spiritual Navy, which started October 13th, 1775. This parable here. Now, when I looked up the information on the Navy's department, it seems that it has its own department. That's what it said in the information, that the Navy doesn't necessarily fall under the Department of Defense or any of those departments. It has its own department, or the Navy is its own department. You follow me? And this is going to be for the inner city domination. That's what this parable is going to be for, the Spiritual Navy parable. The inner city domination. And it's going to consist of the perfect love sailors, which are the 9 divine visual forces. The 9 divine visual forces. I look forward to explaining more of what these armies here and these militaries mean in more detail in the future. But right now, I just want to read the titles off to you and close out the video before it gets too long again. Stage 4, the Cosmic Soul Tribe stage. When in reality, when we get to here, it's going to be every melanated man, woman, and child within the African continent, united with the melanated men, women, and children of the South American continent, and the melanated men, women, and children within the North American continent to become one cosmic soul tribe family again. I really enjoy saying that. I'm going to be a fake villain on your ignorance. You'll see. I'm going to march into all of your churches and all of your mosques and just shut you up. But I'm never going to hurt you. I don't need to. There's something else I need to hurt. Moving forward. The Cosmic Soul Tribe stage is consisting of the Spiritual Marine Corps parable, which started November 10th, 1775. They fall under the Department of the Navy. You see, the Super Soul Tribe stage, the Spiritual Navy, its own department, Inner City Domination, Perfect Love Sailors, 9 Divine Visuals. Stage 4, the Cosmic Soul Tribe stage, the Spiritual Marine Corps parable, started November 10th, 1775. It also falls under the Department of the Navy, which is now its own department, if that's true. I don't necessarily truly know the full absolute facts here. I'm just going off of what I've studied thus far for what I desire to use it for. And the Spiritual Marine Corps is going to consist of the external city invasion. With my perfect Marine Corps, my perfect love Marine Corps, which will be consisting of the 9-dimensional base and or sword form parable. Remember, all the belief system pillars are destroyed and revealed for what they really are. The nerd geek culture revealed for the black civilians. The gangsters revealed for the black fighters. The tribes revealed for the black leadership. And the religions revealed for the soul standard in which it will accept and apply. Especially after my Marine Corps is done with you. I told you I'm about to be a real life fake supervillain. It's going to be fun. Most people are going to enjoy it. It's going to be some serious entertainment. Enter into your mind and obtain it. Enter, obtain mentality, entertainment. It's going to be a lot of that. I am going to overheal you, and then overheal you after I overheal you, and then overheal you after I overheal you during the overhealing. That's exactly what's going to happen for the next 72 years straight. If I get an inch. Moving forward, more of my notes. So, stage 5 is the Free Soul Tribe stage, consisting of the Spiritual Coast Guard, which started August 14th, 1790. This parable here, it falls under the Department of Homeland Security, and it's going to involve the External City Purge, my perfect love coasties, which are the 9-dimensional base and/or sword form enlightenment. Remember, the first one was just the form, and then there's the enlightenment after that. First you come to the form, the sword sheath, remember? That's what the whole parable is for. All incorporated. The sword is sheathed here. So now we are one full power form again. One soul king of all kings, God of all gods, once again, with a mighty sword. At least I hope it's mighty. Because then again, when y'all ain't under the devil's control, who knows how you are? Talking to the so-called white people. Remember, in order for this to work, you all have to leave and/or quit at the same time. None of you can be left behind. Am I defending for the white people? Am I protecting for the white people? I am pro-life and pro-life alone. I am saying these videos because I am pro-life. Remember, our world is being ran by what is extremely pro-death. This is me doing something in an attempt to get out of what is being run by pure death. Moving forward. So, I just said stage 5, the Spiritual Coast Guard, started August 14th, 1790. It falls under the Department of Homeland Security, the External City Purge, Perfect Love Coasties, which will be the 9-dimensional base and/or sword form enlightenment. And now stage 6, the Established Soul Tribe stage, consisting of the Spiritual PHS, which is the Public Health Services, which started July 16th, 1798. This parable here, falling under the Department of Health and Human Services. Falling under the Department of Health and Human Services. Why don't I have the dates for the Department of Health and Human Services when they started? I didn't get enough time to get to it. I actually do work a lot. There's not an actual moment where I don't have a job, honestly. That's not good. We're not even supposed to move forward here. That's not the subject right now. This parable will consist of the external city's domination, BKA soul supremacy in real life. Stage 6 once again, the Established Soul Tribe stage, consisting of the Spiritual PHS, Public Health Services parable, starting July 16, 1798. The Public Health Services did. They fall under the Department of Health and Human Services right now currently, of the 15 executive cabinets, I believe that's what you call them. And this parable will be consisting of the external city's domination, BKA soul supremacy. And what will it be? The perfect love officers, involving the 9 Solfago frequencies. The perfect love officers will be of the 9 Solfago frequencies. Solfago. You ever heard of this term right here? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, da. That's what that's consisting of. However, the 9 Solfago frequencies are the healing components of the chakras. The healing frequencies. That's what I'm putting in here. Well, I may, like I said, I have it semi-locked in because when I do more research on the 9 Solfago frequencies, it seems like they would be better off incorporated into the 114 chakra systems hierarchies. It seems like that's a hierarchy that'd be best off incorporated into the chakras. But I'm still debating on whether I should keep it alone as a leadership role, because when you get to the PHS, they only have commissioned officers from what I've studied. Of course, they have most likely to have some enlisted in some degree or some warrant officers to some degree, but or some kind of lower ranks to move up to the commissioned officer ranks, maybe to some degree. But when I studied it, all they had were commissioned officers to use. to rank my idols and my ideals here as the soldiers in which each of my ideas are. My ideas are soldiers that will march in, rip your city apart, inside and out. First, they're going to destroy the inner city. Then they're going to move you to destroy the city outside, which is the same dang one. And then as within, so throughout. The only thing that shall remain on these grounds are the soul's principles, period. Moving forward. So, the 9 solfago frequencies, or the 9 solfeggio healing frequencies. Solfeggio. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get to that in a second. Watch this. The 9 solfeggio healing frequencies. Do some research on them. They talk about also too how the chakra, the crown chakra, has a 963 hertz frequency measurement. Remember, healing is simply a return back to normality. Healing is simply a return back to normality. You are returning back to normal once you heal. You are simply returning back to normal once you're healing. Regeneration. You follow what I'm saying? Whatever is wrong about you, fixed in every detail. Moving forward. Look up the 9 solfeggio frequencies, or the 9 solfago frequencies, the healing frequencies thereof, in which are constituents and or components and or aspects and or traits, details, abilities, capabilities of the chakras. And what is a chakra? Spiritual power. Spirit. Remember, spirit is air, breath, considered as life-giving force. Prana, love. Love, by definition, a deep feeling of gentle fondness or liking, or an intense feeling of deep affection. An intense feeling of deep affection. That's the definition of it properly. An intense feeling of deep affection. A gentle feeling of fondness or liking. A gentle feeling of fondness or liking. What do you call an intense, gentle feeling? You want to know what you call it? Air. By definition, if you want to look at it that way, if you want to get petty with it, because I'm very petty for this to work, I really want black people to get back to full power. If melanated people get back to full power, they can stop anything and do anything. It's your world. So if you get back to full power, you get back to full world. But the world is connected to the universe when you look at it from the aspect of it being a planet thereof. So that means when the melanated people get back to full world, they get back to full universe. Become God again, black people. Become God again, black people. Become God again, black people. It may not seem like I'm on your side, which I'm not. I'm just on the actual you side. Who's the actual you? Become God again, black people. Become God again, black people. The actual you is God, yo. The actual you is God, yo. It's an idea you can stand on altogether. I stand on it. I stand on this firmly. I use all of my time and extra time that I have outside of this here slave job to tell you this here idea. Why? Because I am really, truly eager to see black people become God again. Black people become God again. Black people. That's all it is, man. That's why I got all these notes here. You know? Not trying to sound immature or what have you. But, yeah. A government of death is really, really awful. So here, I'm just going to read more stuff out loud to you to help trick talk every melanated man, woman, and child alive to become God again. Black people, become God again. Black people, here. Stage 7. The Nirvanic Soul Tribe stage of the spiritual NOAA, which is the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration Corporation, which started June 22nd, 1917 parable. They fall under the Department of Commerce. They will be of the transcendent soul. This parable will be of what can be labeled and described as the transcendent soul, right here in stage 7. The perfect love Noah Corp officers, which will be the Kabbalah and the 10 sapphire rots. The Kabbalah and the 10 sapphire rots. This may not be all the way locked in, because here's the thing. I'm thinking about making the Kabbalah the leadership of both 6 and 7 while I move the perfect love 9 solfeggio frequencies to stage 8, which is going to be the 114 chakra system hierarchies. You follow what I'm saying? So, I want to say this real quick, because I may have been saying the Kabbalah God incorrectly. It's named incorrectly in that previous video. Insof. That might be what it is. I was saying Insof or Insof. You follow what I'm saying? That's what I was saying. But Insof. That's how I think that's how you pronounce it correctly. Insof. It's like SOPH, but it's SOF. You follow me? But then that gives you an Insof, an Inki, and an Enlil, doesn't it? I wonder if those three have any kind of connection. What if An or Anu was Insof? Or just another name for him? Because here's the thing. Insof means infinite space or infinite source. That's what Insof literally means. Infinite space and or infinite sof. And here's the beautiful part about it. And stage, let me see, go back. Stage 7, the Nirvanic Soul Tribe stage, the spiritual Noah, which is the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration Corp, which started June 22nd, 1917, falling under the Department of Commerce, the Transcendent Soul, Perfect Love Noah Corp officers. The Perfect Love Noah Corp officers are the Kabbalah and the 10 sapphire rots leadership, meaning they're going to be the commission officers for this parable to work. It's just grabbing ideas and using other things to structure it in a way. You follow me? While also simultaneously bringing you awareness of what we are dealing with. You follow what I'm saying? So, the Kabbalah essentially tells us how our infinite dimensional thinking mind's capabilities derive from an infinite source and or infinite space in which the Insof truly is. According to the Jewish texts, what this here Kabbalah tells us about Insof. Insof is where our mental faculties, spiritual powers, or chakras, they derive from that source, move to within and throughout us all, unto our environment and our physical reality. We get our spiritual powers, which is simply our mental and or prana powers. Spiritual powers are our mental and or prana powers. According to the information that I've studied, they derive from Insof, which is the infinite source, moves to, within, throughout us, unto our environment, within our physical reality. You follow what I'm saying? Voice cracked. Moving forward. Here. And after stage 7, which will have the Kabbalah and the 10 sapphire rots. What is the 10 sapphire rots? I still don't have the names memorized. But you can essentially say it's the Trinity and the 7 chakras in one parable, or one sacred geometric symbol. Look at the meanings of the words. The word sapphire rot means emanations. The word sapphire rot means emanations. And the word emanations describes a thing deriving from a source. You follow what I'm saying? A thing deriving from a source with the word emanations labels and describes. Define the word. You'll see. The 10 sapphire rots, so the 10 emanations. And the tree of life, its sacred geometric symbols design is structured around the meaning of these 10 emanation words that you need to go look up and see what they mean. So you can see if what I'm saying in regards to it being a trinity in the 7 chakras, if you can maybe, if I'm somewhat correct or not. That's up to you, with your marvelous mind and its abilities to think thereof. Stage 8. Stage 8 is called the Paranirvanic Soul Tribe stage, the Spiritual Air Force. Air Force started September 18th, 1947. This parable right here, falling under the Department of Defense, or at least that's what it says online. And it will be of the paradisiacal transcendent soul. That's what this parable is going to consist of. How to manifest the paradisiacal transcendent soul. And my perfect love airman to perform this task will be of the 114 chakra systems hierarchies. It's going to be incorporated. The Air Force doesn't have warrant officers, but it's going to be incorporated as the enlisted idols and the commissioned officer idols, if this makes sense to you so far. The 114 chakra systems hierarchy. Now, I may move the 9 solfeggio frequencies to this and just double up the Kabbalah and the 10 sapphire rots through both stage 6 and 7, but I'm still going through it. It needs to make perfect sense as to why I'm even saying this to you. You follow me? So here you go. Now the last one, stage 9. I'm going to tell you about this one. I'm going to cut the video off. Stage 9, the final one, is called the Maha-Paranirvanic Soul Tribe stage. The Spiritual Space Force, which started 12/20/2019 by Donald Trump himself. Real quick, to the white people of this country, you need to stop going against them. But then again, you want to see what's going to be majority of black people in the future live in a third world poverty-stricken country, so you're going to keep going against Donald Trump. Because if Donald Trump gets the country back to normal, this conviction is going to unite every black person on this continent in a month. You don't want that. That's why you want the chaos of these illegal migrants that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, well, the stuff they were doing in the last 4 years of their run, it's like they set him up for this entire line of borderline embarrassment in his term. You're going against him because you want the chaos to stay standing. Move forward. Moving forward. Stage 9, the Maha-Paranirvanic Soul Tribe stage. Real quick, the Paranirvanic Soul Tribe stage, where the Spiritual Air Force, I said it was the paradisiacal transcendent soul. Para-nirvanic. Nirvana means transcendent state. And when you hear the word para, think paradise. Paradisiacal. A perfect space to be in. Idol. Or ideal. You follow me? One where nothing is knocking you off balance. Peace of mind. One where nothing is manipulating you to hate things. Loving heart. One where nothing is dividing you from your family and your wife that you should have been married to 20 years ago. Unity. No death being our government's advancement. Moving forward, here. That's what paranirvanic means. Paradise. Transcendent states. So paradisiacal transcendent soul. You see? And when I get the 114 chakra systems hierarchies the way I see fits, and the way it might be in actuality, into my mind, heart, space, psyches thereof, foul destruction. Destruction of foul energy. Destruction of foul energy. Final, stage 9. The Maha-Paranirvanic Soul Tribe stage. The Spiritual Space Force. December 20th, 2019 by Donald Trump. Y'all need to stop going against white people. Then again, it doesn't matter. The conviction can't be stopped. It can't be. They fall under the Department of the Air Force. The Great Paradisiacal Transcendent Soul. Because the word Maha means great. Paradisiacal. Nirvana. Transcendent state. The Great Paradisiacal Transcendent Soul. My perfect love guardians. And what will this parable, or this here, what will the perfect love guardians be to manifest the point of this parable here? The 20 life plan blueprint projects. The 20 life plan blueprint projects. In the coming videos in the future, I'm going to be describing these things in more detail to you. The 20 life plan blueprint projects now. First it was 16, then before that it was 14, then before that it was 11, and before that I kept on making you focus on the first 6, because the first 6 is what gets us to the free soul tribe stage, when we no longer have to deal with the white man's madness or the white people's madness thereof. I don't blame it on them. I blame it on what's telling them to be them and what's keeping them as they are. Did you know these so-called white people could have been reversed their genetic flaws a long time ago, but they just want to keep playing the game because it's so addictive? Shalom, shalom, shalom. This was the details of my Soul King's military. I believe I may have it locked in or semi-locked in. I unlocked a lot of details, like for example the Noah Court parable. At first I was going to have the 114 chakra system on it, but I decided to unlock the idea and move it to the Air Force instead for the Paranirvanic Soul Tribe stage to make more sense. And you want to know what makes more sense than all that I just said thus far? Peace, love, unity, and advancement to you all, my family.